Alright everyone, so this video is about the new affiliate SEO rules. Now this is very important to understand if you want to do any type of affiliate sites, because if you don't understand this, you're probably not going to rank, you're probably going to waste a lot of time. Okay, so they're kind of looking for new things now, especially with affiliate, even with local a little bit, but really more so for affiliate. Affiliate and local are just so different, just with the way it's structured and the people that are in it and all that. But for affiliate specifically, here's pretty much what you're going to see in the search engines for the most part. You're going to see sites that have no domain relevancy for a topic. So let's take like, best electronic cigarette, for example. You might have sites that have no domain relevancy, but they're going to have super high domain authority with a relevant page ranking. Okay, so they're going to use a site that has super high authority, put a relevant page on it, and then send some links to that page in a lot of cases, and then they'll rank that way. Okay, so that's number one. You're going to see a domain with no relevancy to the topic at all, but it has a relevant inner page, and they're just kind of using that home page domain authority. I think they may do away with that in the future. That's just my guess. I think they're going to laser focus more on the relevancy at the domain level even more, because they've been moving more and more that direction. That's great news for us because we don't have to compete with those super high domain authority sites anymore if that happens. And I expect that to happen with the way they're moving over the next year or two. We'll see what happens though. So the next thing is a little bit of domain relevancy, but at least high authority. So, here you might see a site that has absolutely no relevancy, but has 100,000 referring domains going to the home page, so super high authority. But here, maybe they have a very little relevancy, like it's somewhat related, but they might have 50,000 links, and then of course, a relevant page with links going to that page. And how many links are going to the home page really also, how many that's going to be just depends on how relevant their page is and how many links are going to that page. For example, a site with 100,000 referring domains and no relevancy, if it has 20 links going to an inner page that's relevant, it may be outdone by a site with a little domain relevancy that only has 50,000 links, so half the amount of referring domains, but 40 links going to the relevant page. If those links are better going to that inner page, then they could outdo this high domain authority site. So that factors in as well. Okay, so just be aware of that. And I'll give examples of this if you're confused at all. The third case is it has pretty good domain relevancy with medium-ish authority. So it's kind of about the topic at hand. Maybe it's not about best electronic cigarettes, but it's about I don't know. Smoking is even pretty specific, but something like smoking, I guess, in that category, maybe a little lower. But it has, 500 referring domains or a couple thousand. Again, that number is going to depend on how relevant the links are going to the relevant page and how many there is. Okay, so that's how that's going to vary. And then the last one is like very good domain relevancy is allowed a much lower authority, and it could be a page or a home page ranking. And this is the case where you see sites that are maybe only have 20 referring domains, or maybe have a couple hundred, or maybe have 50. That they're allowed much lower domain authority because they have super high domain relevancy. Okay, and of course there's all factors in between. There's it depends on how relevant the domain is, how relevant the links are, how relevant the page is, how relevant the links are going to the page, and that's for all of these, so it can really vary. But for the most part, this is what you're going to see. Like, this is just the general idea for you. No domain relevancy, super high authority, relevant page. Little domain relevancy, they can get away with less links. Now you can get away with like 50,000 links, Pretty good domain relevancy, all right, your link count can go way down even more. You can rank with a couple thousand links. Very good domain relevancy, you can rank with 50 links, 100 links, So the domain relevancy, how relevant it is, keyword and domain, is extremely important. And that's why I kind of structured this in a way where I taught that first, and getting a plan in place and understanding why keyword and domain is so important and how Google reads that. Because when you have that and you're laser targeted on one specific area, you can rank with so many less links, and it's going to make it so much easier. And for a lot of people, we don't have, but if we're starting an affiliate site, we might not have a budget to build 10,000 referring domains, and that's a high budget. And that's going to be a couple $100,000 at least. So just be aware of this. When you're first starting, I know you want to do big sites, but you want to make a lot of money. but a lot of times it's better just to laser focus on one topic. Like I said, I wouldn't just start a general health site, because then you're more in maybe in between 2 and 3 here, where to rank for relevant pages you're going to need a domain with at least a couple thousand links. If it's about health in general, that's more like a general type site. That's kind of in between 2 and 3 here. So you may need 2,000, you may need 5,000, depending on what type of keywords you're going after. Whereas if you laser focus on like men's fitness and you're doing men's fitness products, you're only going to need a couple hundred probably. Okay, it's going to be much lower. The more laser targeted you are at the domain level, and the more you cover like one specific topic, the easier it is for you to rank. Okay, and the less links you're going to need, the easier it is to get your reverse sink or swim right and get it centered around one topic. And really, that's what Google's looking for. All right, so let's go do some search here. Let's just start with best electronic cigarette. And this is going to kind of tie into the next video. I'm going to show you in the next video how to do further research for this and kind of like what to look at. But just this video is just going to like prove what I'm talking about here. So number one, you got digitaltrends.com. Okay, pretty much no relevancy. So I expect a super high domain authority, and of course they probably got links going to this inner page. So let's go check them out. So digital trends. I know they have at least a few thousand, but I expect them to have tens of thousands, if I remember correctly. All right, here we go. All right, 90,000 referring domains. Okay, it's again, no relevancy, but super high domain authority. They have 90,000 referring domains. That's a lot. By the way, I always look at this number here, the live. I don't look at this number here. I look at the live referring domains, and they're about 90. Okay. So again, super high domain authority. And then they probably have links going to this page. I'm pretty sure they do. I've looked before. Let's go check it. And they got 30 links going to that page. So there you go. They have a super high authority site with links going to that page, so they're able to rank. Okay. Now, if they had no links going to this page, they probably wouldn't rank. But since they have super high authority with some links going to this inner page that are probably relevant, then they're able to rank. All right. So next at number 2, you got migvapor.com. So a site that has relevancy. You know, it's not like super high. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. It's not like super high relevance, but it is definitely pretty relevant. I would say like it's at number 3. So I would say it's, you know, pretty good domain relevance. I would say this is like a number 3. So I expect these guys to be, I don't know, 500 referring domains to maybe a couple thousand, something like that. We'll see though. Let's find out. And they could have more. It depends on what's going to that inner page as well. So they got 1,000. So pretty much where I expected them to be for the most part. You know, they're at that number 3 level where, you know, they have pretty good domain relevancy. It's about vapor, which is kind of about electronic cigarettes. Doesn't specifically say electronic cigarettes in the domain. It's not like extreme significance like number 4, but it's pretty good domain relevancy, so they can get away with a medium-ish authority, or like 1,000 referring domains. And medium-ish, I don't know, I'd put that anywhere between 500 referring domains to, I don't know, 5,000, something like, I don't know. There's no specific number. There's really all types of, you know, they're super high, super high-ish, high-ish, you know, medium, medium-ish. Like there's all, you could put these at all different levels. I'm just giving you guys an overview here. All right, so again, it fits the kind of map of what I'm showing you. So number 4 here, again, these guys are pretty specific. And I already know how many referring domains they have. They have like 3,000 because I've analyzed these guys before. But again, it fits the category, okay? They're pretty specific, so they're in this medium, or they're in this pretty good domain relevancy. Then they have that medium-ish authority. They have 3,000 referring domains, okay? And of course, it comes down to what links are going to the page that's actually ranking as well. All right, so let's go to number 4. I've looked at these guys before. I forget how many links they have. But again, they fall in that number 3 category. They should have between 500 and 5,000 referring domains, and they got 2,300. Okay? Again, it also depends on what is going to that inner page. And here again, we got somewhat relevancy. So these guys are also in the number 3 category. And they got about 1,000 referring domains. Fits the bill. Okay, let's go to the next one here. I'm not sure I've ever looked at these guys, but again, they're the number 3. So they have pretty good relevance. And they're getting away with 350 referring domains, 364. So they probably have some pretty good links, some really relevant links going to that inner page. So they're allowed to get away with a little less authority than these other guys on this page. Okay, but they're still like medium-ish, I would say, low medium referring domains. PC Mag, they're not relevant at all, so they're going to have super high authority. Okay, they fall in that number 1 category where they have no relevance, but they're going to have super high authority. And there you go, 111,000 referring domains, super high authority. Last one, again, I don't think, this might have a very little relevance, but I don't think so. I don't know exactly what this site's about, but I expect them to have a high-ish domain authority. And they have 30,000, which is pretty high. So, again, same thing. And this one here, again, I don't know what Gear Best is, but I expect them to have a higher domain authority, because this isn't specifically about vaping. So they're off a subdomain. Let's go look at gearbest.com. And there you go. Gearbest.com has about 30,000 referring domains as well. So all these fit the bill. Now, I wasn't going to show you this site next, but it showed up my tracker. You guys might have noticed it, but it showed up my tracker when I was typing in. I don't know why it came up with this site right here. So we'll go take a look. This is one of my affiliate sites, okay? This will actually be a good example. This is just a play around site. I don't know, it might make a couple $100 a month, I don't know. It's just one of my play sites. But let's go take a look at this term. So best Latin dating sites. And you're going to see the same thing here, okay? So, all right, so in the snippets, we got NBCnews.com, which has no relevance. So what I expect is NBCnews.com is going to have a lot of referring domains. Why? Because they don't have any domain relevance. So they got to make up for that with high authority. And there you go, 300,000 referring domains, super high authority with a relevant inner page. Probably has some links going to it. Okay, number 1 here, site about dating. So they're pretty specific. They could be anywhere. They have pretty good domain relevancy, I would say. Number 3. So I expect them to have, I don't know, 500 to a couple thousand referring domains, and they got 3,500. Okay, so there you go, the number 2 category. So let's go to my site, or that's NBC News is next. We just looked at them. My site is next right here, and I haven't touched this site in a year, but it's still ranking. All right, so my site, very specific, right? So my site falls in this very good domain relevancy allowed category, very good domain relevancy. So it's allowed a much lower domain authority. Why? Because I'm super relevant at the domain level. It's pretty much an exact match domain, right? And what do we see? I got 10 referring domains. And I'm up there with people that have 100,000 referring domains, 300,000 referring domains. Why? Because my domain is super relevant for the topic at hand. And my reverse sink or swim is pretty good as well. Actually, the reverse sink or swim for this site isn't nearly as good as it should be. It's because I started this site like a year and a half ago, and over the last 6 months especially, I've gotten a lot more aggressive with reverse sink or swim. So this site, I believe, would be number 1 if I did my reverse sink or swim the correct way, which you guys just learned. I was just a little too vague with it. You know, I wasn't aggressive enough with my reverse sink or swim. I could come in and add more links, but I don't. This site's, you know, a couple $100. I'm not worried about the money. It's more about the ranking and the data. But if I wanted this site to rank, I would come in with some strong reverse sink or swim links, and it would jump right up. I could almost guarantee you. Maybe I will. We'll see what happens. I'm so busy. But as you can see, like, you know, like this is what people used to do wrong, and part of it's my fault. So this one's pretty good. You got Latin dating, Latino dates. That's a really good one. Talk about breaking up and Latin dating. So that one's okay. I could have been a little more aggressive there. This one just talks about weddings. So this one kind of, I slacked with this one big time. And this site I used to rank a site about weddings, I think, a site about dating, a site about interior design. And that's kind of the old style of PBNs, where now I would use this site for one topic. So it'd be weddings by Sasha Golish, Latin dating, find a Latin mate online with our dating site. You know what I mean? Like, it would be laser targeted for one site. I'm not using my PBNs for multiple sites anymore. It's laser targeted one site. This one, relationships and dating, find a boyfriend. So, I mean, that's okay. It's more general. Again, I was using this for testing multiple sites that were in the relationship niche, some about dating, some about getting a boyfriend. So again, it's kind of more general than it should be for a PBN. PBN should be very specific to your topic. All of these should talk about dating, Latin dating, Latinos, meeting people on Latin America. Like, it should be all Latin dating type theme stuff, and it's not. And that's one of the reasons it's not number 1, it's number 3. Also, I only have 10 referring domains, but you get the point. Like, I should have been more aggressive here. Like, this is another good example. I'm using this PBN for dating and hosting stuff. Like, I don't do that anymore because you're taking away from the power of what you could be using. Like, it's better to use one PBN to target one specific topic. This should have been reformed dating spots, Latin dating and Latin singles, or Latino singles. I should have really laser targeted on one topic, okay? But you get the point there. I should have just been more aggressive in my reverse sink or swim, and this would likely be number 1 and I'd probably be beating out NBC News up here. Sometimes I actually do take over that spot. I looked a couple months ago when I was there, but I guarantee you if I put in a couple more links that were very specific for Latin dating type stuff, I would jump right up. All right. But again, that just proves my point. The more relevant you are at the domain level, and that, of course, you need the good reverse sink or swim with it, the less links you need. All right. So, all right, Latino people meet. This one's pretty specific. You could probably put this at number 4. So they have very good domain relevancy. I mean, it's pretty much talking about, Latino people meeting, which is pretty much dating. So that's pretty specific. If they had dating in there, it'd probably do even better. But I expect them to have a lower domain authority. Let's see what they got. Sorry, my nose is itchy. And they got 100. Right? Like I said, it fits that bill where they're so specific at the domain level, they're allowed a lower domain authority. This is so important to understand because this helps you get your plan in place for when you're building your sites. So let's go to the next one, AskMen.com. All right, so this kind of has some relevance, like very general. And this would go back to like when I'm telling people, like if you're going to start at like a health site, if you do general health, you're going to need a lot more domain authority, right? Whereas if you talk specifically about men's fitness, you can get away with a lot less and rank a lot better. This falls in the same category. Like, Ask Men, some relevance kind of goes maybe with like a little domain relevancy here, but you're going to need a pretty high authority for this because it's not that relevant at the domain level. But let's go see what Ask Men has. I'm sure they have a lot because that's a popular magazine. And they got about 40,000. All right, so it fits that bill. They're at this number 2 spot. They have a little domain relevancy. It's talking about like men, which kind of fits into dating and relationships somewhat. But they need that higher authority because there's not that much specific relevance there. All right, so daters, smart guide. So this pretty relevant here. This would fit number 1, number 2 area. Specifically talking about dating. Not talking about Latinos, but it's talking about dating. And they got 20 referring domains. There you go right there. All right, so they're probably doing a very good job with reverse sink or swim, or they just have very good links or something like that. And they got dates in here. They got dates in their domain, which makes it pretty specific. I would say they fall in between this number 1, number 2, or sorry, number 3, number 4 category. They don't have as good relevance as me, but they're pretty good. All right, let's go to so Cosmetology or Cosmopolitan. Again, this is a big site. That's kind of about just like women's health. So again, it's that more general category. So they have a little relevancy, but they're going to need high domain authority, which they're going to have because it's a big magazine. I expect them to be 20, 30,000 referring to me. They actually have 75,000. So they're pretty high. They're actually up near that super high authority. They probably don't have many links going to this inner page where they'd be ranking a lot better. Let's go check. This is an interesting one to check out. Because I would expect them to be a little higher with that domain authority and the relevance, but maybe they just don't have a ton of good referring domains going to this inner page. And they only got 14, and maybe the links aren't that good. Yeah, the links just aren't that good, that's why. Now you got like porn links, pretty much all porn links. And again, that's why, like, that they're like, they're more in, I would say, 2, maybe like a 2.2 range, you know what I mean? If you're kind of put them in between here and here. Like, they have decent domain relevancy, so I'll expect with 75,000 referring domains, they would rank a little higher with this page, with 14 links going to it. But since the links are crap, that's why they're pretty far behind, okay? If they had 14 good links going to this page, they'd probably be a lot higher up. All right, so amolatina.com. Again, they have Latina in the domain, so they have pretty good relevancy. I expect them to be in that 1 or 3 to 4 range. So like here, they have pretty good or very good. They're somewhere in that range. They're going to have a lower domain authority most likely. Let's go take a look. All right, so 560. They have a good amount of referring domains. Maybe their reverse sink or swim isn't that not as good, or maybe their links are just not as good. But I mean, 560 is still not a ton. Maybe there's not specific with that page that's with their home page is ranking, so it could have something to do with like it's just not specific enough with their on-page stuff. But again, they're not super high. They still fall in this category right here. They have pretty good domain relevancy, so you need medium-ish authority, and really they have like low to medium-ish. So again, it fits the bill. Okay. And again, same thing right here. Latin American Cupid. They have Latin, or they have like Latina in the domain name, so they fit in that 3 to 4 category. Same thing, medium-ish to lower authority. So I expect them to have, I don't know, anywhere between a couple hundred to a couple thousand referring domains, depending on how good their links are, how relevant, all that. And they have 535, so it fits the bill again. So everything is fitting the bill, and this is usually what you're going to see. All right, so it's very important to understand that the more specific you are at the domain level, the easier it is going to be for you to rank. I mean, you see me ranking no other site on this page besides one. Which one was it? These guys here have less than like 100 referring domains. And really, there's only one. Like most of these guys have 500 plus referring domains. Yet I am right here with 10. Why? Because I'm so specific in my domain name and also in my reverse sink or swim. And that's how you rank with little resources. That's how precision mold removal is outdoing everyone else. Oops. I mean, it's the same thing. We're Los Angeles, the second biggest city in the United States. We're number one. We're number one above everyone, above the maps even, above 2 Yelps. Yelp is a huge site. They got super high authority, but we outdo them because we're very relevant at the domain level. We're all about mold. Our reverse sink or swim is very good, so we're able to rank an inner page on our site with just 80 referring domains when these guys got probably hundreds of thousands. Why? Because we have that relevancy factor at the domain level, and our reverse sink or swim so good. Okay, so again, this is local, but this rule applies to local as well, but not. It's more about affiliate. Like this rule is definitely much more for affiliate. Okay, it's very important that you're aware of this. It's going to save you a lot of time, a lot of money, and it's going to really help you plan what type of site you build. Because a lot of times people will try to plan too big, and they just get stuck where they build the site, they spend 6 months to a year on it. They've spent thousands of dollars building their links, and they're stuck. They can't rank because they just don't have the domain authority because they're too general. They're not specific enough for their category, and it's very important that you understand that. The other end of the spectrum really is being too specific. So, for example, a couple of years ago, I started a site on grappling dummies. Okay, so let's go type that in. So, like best grappling dummies. And, what happened was, like, the site ended up not being worth the time. So, you don't want to go too big, but you don't want to go too small. And that's why you got to do your research, which I'm going to actually cover in the next video. You know what? I'm going to save this. We're going to start this off with the next video with doing your research. We kind of started this video kind of about doing research. I want to take it further in the next one. This was kind of to introduce this principle here. and help you understand this a little more. Now, next video, what I want to do is take it further. We're going to do a little more research. I'll show you kind of what I look at and all that, okay? So hopefully this opens up your eyes for affiliate SEO and what you need to be doing. And another thing that I really recommend with affiliate is you have to be invested in your affiliate. Like with affiliate nowadays, your content needs to be pretty good, okay? You really need to focus on higher quality content nowadays for affiliate. I never really preach that, but with affiliate, you actually need it now. Local, you still don't need good content. You more need a good looking site with everything else, like all the other stuff I'm teaching. You know, the basic on page, the reverse sink or swim. Affiliate, it's much more important to have the good content, because then, number one, you're going to convert. You're going to convert better with good content. But number two, it's just going to help you. Like, it's going to help you get natural links. You know, people will naturally link to you. It just helps all around. So affiliate. One of the reasons that I haven't been doing affiliate as much because I'm so busy, and a lot of my old affiliate sites are like small EMDs that kind of got taken over by high domain relevancy sites that are still super relevant. And I'll actually talk about this in the next video as well. But we're going to continue this in the next video. Okay, we're going to continue this. This one's getting a little long. We're at 25 minutes. I just wanted you guys to get an idea of all this stuff here, because it's just so important to understand when you're starting an affiliate site. If you don't understand it, you're not going to plan right, and you're going to shoot yourself in the foot. Whether you go too broad or you go too specific, either one cannot be worth your time. So you got to be able to do your research, know what type of sites are ranking, how many referring domains they have, how much work you're going to need to do to rank, and then you can know what to expect a lot better. And we'll cover in the next video how to go deeper into that, and also what I was about to get into now, why I haven't been doing as much affiliate. And we'll get into all that in the next video. Hope you guys enjoyed this.